다 나는 이 좋아 백성이 이 다그 헬레나이 그 좋아지 동바이 잠보는 게 다때나 다그 디치시와 그 찬이 간지 조건은 페지시와 그 찬이 간지 조건은 전종 특히 페지시와 그 페지시와 그 찬이 간지 조건은 디고 좋아이 있느냐 니다 다다이나 지라마 좀 가와 친구고 근데 라는 친구 너는 다그 잠보는 그 전종 특히 페지 그 라니를 세게요.
This morning, if you remember, I asked a question during the question and answer section at Helena, and my question was, what's the definition, how you define the happiness and development and the development? Personally, and I find that the definition of the happiness and the definition of development, and especially the definition of the sustainable development being given in this very treatises by Lama Tsongkhapa. I see that the learning and the teaching of Lama Tsongkhapa is a road map. So, in short, the essence of this teaching is can be concluded in the ideas of the subject of three learnings. Or three baskets. So the first basket or the subject of learning study is moral ethics, and the flower, the lotus flower, which you can see on the screen, is represents the moral ethical. The volume or the scripture and on the top of the lotus flower is represent the teachings or studies of meditation. The sword is represented the learning of the subject of wisdom. The birds and two sides of this image had two and multiple head. And the two heads is represented the multiculturalism. One head is represented the culture of democracy. So therefore, and I feel this is the way and we can achieve the sustainable educational development. I got a lot to say, but because of time, I'm going to cut it short. However, as the symbol and our sign and the auspicious sign, and in front of me and all of you here at the table, we have a lotus flower. The characteristic or the features of a lotus flower can be understood as even though it's grow up from the dirty, muddy water, but it never contaminated by the water itself. In Tibetan tradition, almost every deity, when they painting or draw the images of a deity and the Buddha, and almost every single deity, and they sit on the lotus flower. What's the symbolism of a lotus flower? The lotus flower is symbolized the important Buddhist idea of bodhicitta, and technically speaking, and otherwise it's translated as awakened mind or the mind of enlightenment. When I discussed about bodhicitta and through the understanding of the altruistic intention to attain the Buddhahood for the benefits of all sentient beings, you might think I'm preaching Buddhism here, and I deliver the Buddhist textual message, but that's not the case.
당연히 내가 너 배찬지 망아 지급 판빈 정도 있어요.
The title and I used for this text is called the origins of the happiness of 9 different the mankind or sentient beings. Sentient beings.
지급시와는 생전 판절이.
The 9 different the text of sentient beings here is referred to all sentient beings.
판시와는 내게 그 판방.
So the benefits here refer to the benefits of the present.
대시와는 다트되와.
And the happiness, the words the happiness I use here is refer to the happiness, the ultimate happiness.
어야, 다 다수이나 진정 특히 배지 보수시와도 생전 탐지했던 리얼요비 돈덕치리.
So therefore, in my view, that I see the so-called sustainable development as in essence as talk about should be and the stick on the ideas of the benefits for all sentient beings.
그때 니 대랑 그 가상아 대정 레벨 종화시 딘지 그랑신 바데 다그 아주 오기나나 하정 서울이.
So therefore, and the title of the speech and part of it, I use it as interdependent origination, because this is a very this idea and in Tibetan tradition is quite clear and is very popular.
ರಂಗ ದೇವಾತಂ ಯಂಗ ದೇವಾನಿಗನ್ ದೇವಕ.
Because when we talk about the happiness, and we have to see the interdependent nature of the happiness of yourself and the happiness of others.
네케 대와తం 타테케 대와니건 되어있고.
The inhabitants with the higher qualities, if you want to have the inhabitants, the dwellers of the physical environment, and then with a higher standard, then you have to make their mind to be pure and clear.
다탄 잠보는 거 나도 몸보시 성마티 강리스나 다 조이나 무소소 상마치다 여기 샤와테 적당 되니 신조가 뮤직 때문에다 니가 높아간 게 주노 디 랑파트 시동도 조마 만드노 자와탄 제부티 대투요바.
I feel, and the sources of today's problem and the worldwide we are facing, and is that it looks like everybody and they focus on the development, or they try to make it beautiful and try to taking care of the well-being of the externally and in the external level, but ignored or forgot how to maintain or how to manage the internal life to be as pure and pure or clean.
다 메인이나 하정 멀리고 지시 멀리도 하정 사치 무지리자 나주 멀리도 메소소가 나는 그 저는 돈나 맞지 받지.
For instance, like in the case of inhabitants, in the Buddhism, we believe that to obtain the human body here we receive it is a precious one, but however, if you look around, you will see that, generally speaking, there's not many people who really understand the preciousness of the human life.
yang dewa-ti, rang dewa-ti hajang dewa yoga so rang dewa-chi cuma yang dewa-ti to mamachi bachi.
Even though the happiness of others are closely and entirely related to the benefits of your own, but however, in today's modern culture, and we are focused on the self-happiness and try to achieve the happiness for our own, at the same time ignore and deny the same rights or the happiness of others.
rang chen shima la soka rang yin rong ge dewa-ti rang tang hajang dewa yo pa la yang mengya ke dewa ma to ta yin rong dewa-ti la to mamachi bachi.
Once the happiness of this lifetime is deeply related entirely, even though depend upon the happiness of this lifetime. or the future, the happiness of the future lifetime is depend on the present lifetime, and temporary happiness is related to the long-term happiness. But generally speaking, we don't see this key. This is a key issue.
有定个经验谈见，是个努力就定到能个积极分解，但是定制人吧啦，定制人吧的行嘛过去。
Even though the physical environment which we dwell and the sentient beings who use the physical environment is entirely or deeply and rely on each other, depend upon each other, but we don't see this.
是牛个配置啦，能甚至配置你个哩，但热还怎么有吧啦？是牛怎么嘛都能甚至配置啦，都能嘛去过去。
Even though the external material development is the heavily dependent upon the internal and spiritual development, but we don't see this and we pay no attention to this.
没听的啦，等你人通通去人吧啦，等你人个吃话的上路嘛当过去，人容我等就个仔细个定等你这个人生的蛤蟆过去。
We didn't know, even though the life span of the humans are quite short and limited, and the death is unavoidable, but we don't see this as a reality, and then take it from there.
哦呀，他第呢，我个人中特别培育个投诉这个大话东西吧，他还叫忙不去有个啦，他这样提出完个，这怎么写了，他就嘛意思，
So therefore, in Tibetan tradition, and we really have a whole lot and various ideas and methodology in terms in regard to the understanding of the sustainable development. But because of time, and I'm afraid and I have to make it short.
다, 이 땡지가 간 거, 정말 대형의 주치도, 몇직소나, 런그 신대 상마치, 런그 리대 상마치, 런그 쇼런대 상마치, 다트대 간다지 있는데, 뇌치조래 동기에.
At the end, I would like to show you something, and I would like to take this object as and to show you, and I'm going to use this as evidence and to prove the argument I'm making is that by develop make it reach the purification of the mind, and you can we humans can reach the purification of the environment, and so there is a way, and you can achieve it, and so in order to show you this, and I would like to show you what I have here.
Oh yeah, 다 몇시가 좋나? 정말 있는 거 다 특히 간다 그러잖아. 몇시나 다 랑시백 그래서 랑시.
The purification which the individual who through the spiritual practice achieved can be proved one way is through the relics such I'm holding now in my hands.
단된 거 이게 내 샤도는 뭐지? 뭔가 이동 찍고 나와 찍고 하고 신이 쓴 거지 마. 뭐 봐줬어?
My teacher, reincarnated Lama, Allah Shadow Rinpoche, who passed away in 2001 and March 21st in 2001.
다 공거 나한테 멍보지요 그다 전총 특별 비지고 고다 공거 다 다와 동쪽 바 공거 제바 멍보지요 그러다 대랑 마셔 주고 뒤쪽메까.
And with relation to the sustainable development, and I have a lot of the things talk about the Allah Shadow Rinpoche's and his understanding, or the things which I learned and from him, which can be used for to achieve the sustainable development.
다 공거 다 그 시간에 그동 매해지는 거 지금이 단데 나오는 거랑 쓰더리.
After he passed away, the people did a cremation, and at the end of the cremation ceremony, we find in the ashes. From the ashes, there is a relic.
당이 고치는 잠보는가 dini dewan jo sangma ju su go lam kha chi ta dini dewan jo ani ke se dewa wat dewa thaki dewa yo pe lam kha chi yo ba te de ha ri sam bi
the relics I'm holding, I'm showing here to you is basically to show you how I understand about in terms of what the happiness is, how to achieve the happiness, and how to achieve the happiness for the time of for the moment now, and how to maintain the happiness, and how to achieve the ultimate happiness, and also how you can be try to be achieve the purification yourself and at the beginning, and manage it and maintain in the middle, and then finally reach the absolute purification. As for me, this is the evidence.
Oh yeah, ta tan zambo lang gang na ngan chu wo men nan chi jamu mun thon re ji jamu la ho sing du.
Today in the world, ironically, the Tibetans think that the way the Chinese people doing is the best model to achieve in terms of the development, the modern development.
Jamu nan chi America mun thon re ji America ji ke du.
But the Chinese people, they think that American is the model, and they try to catch up and follow what the Americans doing.
Ta America gu terang India tang tane tan chana ba gu ngan chu chama wo ke tane ni ma ga de chire mun. India tan ding gu chu.
Oh, Andrea, that's Andrea.
Mari America gu ta tang ngan chu wo ke na ni khwa tang tane religion tang ma ga de shepa tong di.
Yeah. However, here in America and today in this very place, like Andrea, and he invited the scholars and the educators from Tibet and to America.
Ni ta no chwa tane Helena ni ko ga chwa tu na ti ta hiji siwa tang tane hon thon siwa yang na dish siwa ga chani ti kan chi na te ta tan zambo nang shi men du sa.
So therefore, back to the topic, and if I may, and let me mention again, and the reason for me to ask the question this morning to Helena, how you define or what's the definition of happiness, and what's the definition of the development. So I think we have the solution and the answer in Tibet tradition.
Tangi ti kola sanlu mampu chi lo mawas krang sanlu tang lu ngamai na o ni chdoin lu chen na o nga chu ora thosu la tini rgni suatang rgni la tini khoi suatang khoi la tini hwanju la tini chenchu la tini yangche thosu sowi te ta wo ta jinchu ta pe ge phelam chi nga chu bu ko hana ngamu ni zong te ni ro ge.
So in conclusion, and I find that the answer we can find in Tibetan tradition is through the circle and or the relationship and between the following relationships, such as say education. By nourish and develop the education, you can educate the culture, nourish the culture. By nourish the culture, and you can nourish the economy. By nourish the economy, you can nourish the environment. By nourish the environment, and you can nourish the society. And by nourish the society, and you can nourish the education again. So that's how I see that the Tibetans, how the Tibetans understand it in terms of sustainable development.
Tangi ti time che po chi te dini kashi pa me lang zini ti mo go leje shu trio tan dino ni book tani hwanju tang rni tang chen cho tang ta go thosu tang di time che po chi chok se chi che ten jo yi ti ta go zambo ma hui tun ta go ta go go sam go.
The essence of my understanding, my research, and I concluded in this program, which I called the village, the park program, the program of Tibetan culture and village in Tibet.
Tan di ngarang go sinatenu me di si sinatenu rizna the ji lama tong khawa chimbo khong go ta go gompare.
What I said before is not my own personal invention or my own an idea, and actually this idea is created by Lama Tsongkhapa.
단 됐다고 그 람카데 람지 럼바데 잠보가 매년 주고 치트 니 대랑 치트다 너니 다그 엔드야 수치 너저가 런초 참마그 내가 생크 특히 나온 좋아 더니 니 주니
So in order to prevent this wonderful culture and this precious culture, and I would like to request the Andrea and the rest of you here today, as I would say, please and taking care of this wonderful and precious culture.
Could you